Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to explore a bit of a subject from a book that I really like. The book name is Kybalion and I highly recommend it for reading. When I read it for the first time, I understood something. When I read it the second time, I understood a bit more. And I ended up reading it like 6 times and I understood even more. The book presents the 7 laws of universe and how they work, but today we are going to see just a little resume out of it. In the future we are going to see all the laws explained. The word Hermetism comes from the French name Hermes Trimegistos and represent a set of philosophies set out in the 7 treatises of Corpus Hermeticum, published between the 2nd and 3rd century in Alexandria, ancient Egypt. Hermes was one of the Martian Initiates of the historical past. From Egypt come all the fundamental esoteric teachings that have left their mark on the evolution of the way of thinking of all races for thousands of years. All civilizations have borrowed, in a form or another, ideas from the doctrines of this ancient land, Egypt. In Hermeticism, alchemy, astrology, philosophy, magic, and theology are teachings offered to one who seeks to understand the universal laws, also called the principle of truth, and at the same time aspires to union with the divinity. Also, knowing this principle can help anyone create more harmonious, richer life and more in line with the laws that govern us. The first law is the law of the mentalism. Everything is spirit. The universe is mental. This principle explains, in short, the fact that everything we perceive as matter through our senses is energy, spirit, universal, infinite, and alive. This spirit cannot be explained with the help of reason and human logic. It can only be experienced. How? The world is only a mental creation of all, and we contribute to its expansion through our own mental projections. The second law is the law of correspondence. What is up is also down, and what is down is also up. This principle refers to the fact that between the 3 planes of existence and manifestation, the material, the mental, and the spiritual plane, there is an independence, a correspondence, and a continuous communication. Basically, all the planes of being have the same essence. The difference consists only in their degrees of level of vibration. Any change in the material plane will be reflected in the mental plane, and vice versa. The third law is the law of vibration. Nothing is at rest. Everything moves, everything vibrates. The third law explains that everything is alive, vibrates, and is in constantly a process of transformation and movement. Matter is all spirit, all energy, but to a different degree of vibration. Slower, so slow that it doesn't seem to exist. At the opposite pole, the vibration of the spirit is so high and fast that it seems to stand still. The one who understood the principle of vibration gained the scepter of power, says the writer from the past. Nikola Tesla, an important scientist of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, said, "If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Understanding this principle helps to work correctly and ecologically with your own mental vibration." The fourth law is the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything is made up for opposites. Pleasure and displeasure are identical. Opposites are identical in nature. The extremes meet. All the truths are only half-truth. All paradoxes can be reconciled. In everything there are two opposite, seemingly contradictory aspects. They are just faces of the same coin, with different levels of vibration and manifestation. Light, dark, hot, cold, happiness, sadness. Everything represents vibration and degrees of the same phenomenon, state, vibration. Hate and love seem opposite feelings, and they are really produce such different effects. But basically, these opposite states are just different degrees of the unique feeling. The fifth principle is the principle of rhythm. Everything leaks in or out. Everything has its duration. Everything evolves, then degenerates. The balance of the pendulum is fully manifested. The measure of its oscillation to the right is similar to the measure of the oscillation to the left. The piece is inconstant. There is always a rhythm, an action and reaction, a progress and a setback, a maximum and a minimum. In existence, any form of energy vibrates and moves at its own place. These rhythms give rise to season, pattern, cycles, stages of development. The universe itself represents this principle. It has a beginning and will have an end, even if these phenomena are not now fully understood rationally. Likewise, in life we face rhythms, periods, stages, ascent and regression, peaks and abysses, ascent and descent. Everything is to learn to navigate both when we are on the wave and in the retreat or a rest stage. Understanding this law also allows us to create and lead our life harmoniously and satisfactorily, beyond the stages we go through. The sixth law is the law of cause and effect. Any cause has its effect. Any effect has its cause. Everything happens according to the law. Coincidence is a name given to unknown law. There are many plans for causation, but nothing escapes from this principle. There is a cause for every effect, and an effect for every cause. Nothing happens out of nowhere. Things do not happen accidentally or chaotically, even if sometimes it seems so. Accident or chance, we tell, experience to which we cannot rationally find a cause, or whose reason remains hidden from us. Likewise, in life, every action leads to a result. Every choice has consequences. Every thought creates a vibration which in turn attracts other similar vibration. In turn, all this has a cause. The circle close. The hermits taught their disciplines that by rising to a higher plane of understanding and thinking, they could become the cause instead of the effect. The crowds let themselves be led. They accept the effect that those who lead them produce. 3-4. The lives of most people are orchestrated by the strongest. We are all interconnected and influence each other, but by taking responsibility, anyone can become the master and the creator of their own life. The last law is the principle of gender. There is a gender in all of things. Everything has its principle, male and female. The gender manifests itself in all levels. The masculine and feminine principles, yin, yang, are constantly in action and manifest in all planes: material, mental, spiritual. Every masculine element has its own female principle. Every female element has its own masculine principle. Denying one of them only produces disharmony, resistance, blockages, and suffering. Understanding this law helps us to keep our balance in everything we create, mentally, spiritually, and materially, and to reconnect with the aspects of ourselves that we have ignored or conflicted with for some reason or another. Only by feeling whole and complete, which we already are, we just have to allow ourselves to experience at the deepest level, we can lead a fulfilling, rich, and constructive life, both for ourselves and for those around us. And these are all the laws explained for short. They all apply to us and everything around us. Now that you have a bit more understanding of them, you can be the one who caused the effect by subscribing and like this video to help this work. Make sure you watch every law explained and don't be afraid to dig up more by yourself. Have a great day!